Brenda Castro sitting on top, 376, and then that tie of points at 24 and 24, even 48 and 48. So we do have two athletes that have an opportunity to take over that spot.
Mathematically speaking, everyone on your screen is still in the hunt, which is kind of a cool side note to this, and the depth developing in the women's side of Latin America. Brenda Castro, her time to beat to win the event is 3:55, but to go to the games, 4:21. So that is the number to look for. Brenda Castro needs a top 5 finish. 2015-10 chest to bar, 16-12-8 thrusters. It's 2016, 15-12, 10-8, and run for your life. Castro is in lane 5. Melina Rodriguez in lane 6, her number 1 competitor. She went to the games with Team Big Friends a year ago. She knows what this stage is like. For Brenda Castro, this could be her coronation. Her 5th trip to a regional, and all the hype and all the media pressure. Brenda Castro saying, before that got to me, now it's about me. This year I'm going to be selfish because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that share my dream, but it's my dream, and I'm going to go out there and take it.
Brenda Castro sitting in lane 5. Melina Rodriguez sitting in lane 6. Melina has to win this event to give herself an opportunity to take over first. Brenda Castro has to at least finish 5th or better overall to secure that top spot. With an event as short as this, we're talking about the difference of tens of seconds, if not just seconds alone. The point system guarantees more bang for your buck in the top 3, 6 points between, 4 points after that.
We have already sent the first Colombian nationals to the CrossFit Games here today. Pablo Chalfun, the first Brazilian individual male division qualifier to go today. The first Mexican could be Brenda Castro.
I wouldn't be surprised if she comes off first or at least in the top 3 with Melina on her heels. And there she is, first off the rig. She's a smaller athlete. She has very good chest-to-bar pull-ups. The question is how does she handle 105 pounds on the bar? That is a heavy thruster for an athlete the size of Brenda Castro.
In the open, thrusters were involved in 18.5. Melina Rodriguez, 178 reps. Brenda Castro, 170. For whatever that's worth, we are about a minute in to this 7-minute max sprint.
Now what Castro did is she walked forward with the bar and didn't even take a break, where Melina, just below her in the white top and black shorts, did take that little break.
And it's what killed her in event 5. The break down the backstretch.
Yes, but that's a break I would want her to take, not at the end of an event. You don't want to take that break too soon because of the round of 12. 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups is not enough rest in between a set of 16 and 12 to not give yourself a little reprieve. I'm going to be very curious to see how she handles this next set of thrusters.
Castro was 6th after day 1, 1st after day 2. It's been a meteoric rise for Melina Rodriguez, who was 19th after day 1. And remember, she missed a heat on day 1.
Castro's taking a break on the left. Melina on the right took so long to get back up to the pull-up bar, maybe giving herself a little bit of a breather. But Castro broke once in the round of 15. Melina did not, and now she's back just seconds off Brenda Castro.
The calmness in her demeanor. Castro, unfazed, seems like she's been here before. Showed you the time to beat for an event win, but the number to watch is 4:21 for Brenda Castro. That would get her in the top 5 and an automatic berth, regardless of what else happens, to the CrossFit Games.
Now, when you talk about a thruster event, which is what this is, you need to look at the stronger athletes in the field, because we saw this on the men's side. In lane number 10, Tata Rabani is currently leading this heat. She's a strong athlete. She darn near won the 333, so she has some work capacity. This is not what Castro needs. Where's Brenda Castro? Center lane, struggling with thrusters. Melina is done on the right, now moving ahead. Now what Melina needs to do is she still needs to get top 2 or 3 in this heat and event if she wants a shot at Castro.
Rodriguez resting as she rolled her bar forward, took some extra time to push, and then rested once she had it in place.
The jogging and walking. The jogging and walking. It's like, how bad do you want to go to the games? How bad? Get on the pull-up bar.
Habani has stopped, taking a break on her chest to bar. The crowd is going nuts, by the way, for Anita Pravacci as she finished her thrusters. They are still behind the Brazilian daughter. There is Habani.
Now Rodriguez needs to get to her bar. She has a perfect opportunity here to get points. She needs 5 people between her and Castro.
4:21 is the automatic mark. There are 8 thrusters remaining. 1, 2. Lane 4, Vivian Aiello. She's Brazilian and she's in. 4:21 is the mark to watch. Rolling the bar forward, Castro takes a break. This is gonna get interesting. Rodriguez, she comes in 3rd behind Habani in the heat.
The problem is there's 4 more times better than that in the first 3 heats, and that's not enough people.
Here's Castro, 4:30, she's across unofficially. Brenda Castro is going to have to wait. And it's going to be an uncomfortable wait for Brenda Castro. Here comes Pravacci. A race. Rodriguez Villamil got in ahead of the Galgo Queen, Quintana. Leah Schmidt is still out there with Suarez, Delamere, the other 2. Schmidt. Her weekend is complete. 5:15. It is going to be very, very close. Melina Rodriguez, had she won, would have made it even closer. Comes in 3rd in the heat.
And that's the question, is where did she fit in between the times of the first 3 heats, and then where did Brenda fall in between her and those other times? Because as we got to the end of this heat, between those 2, we had 5 to 7 scores in between, if not better than both of these athletes.
Brenda Castro is overwrought with emotion in either direction, and I would not want to be inside that head right now, just trying to figure out where I stood.
I mean, it's an emotional weekend for everyone, and you got 1 spot.
All right, how'd we get here?
Well, from the start, we said it's win and in if you're Brenda, win and have an opportunity if you're Melina. Melina's on the right, Brenda left. Melina went unbroken in the round of 16, and I thought that was going to cost her because she ended up having a break in the second set of pull-ups, which is uncharacteristic of her. That opened the door for Melina, which she needed. But what Rodriguez absolutely needed to breathe a little bit more was a win. She didn't get it in this event. She didn't get it in this heat. Now what we need to see where Brenda falls is she finished a little bit behind her, but the times in the previous heats were better than both of these athletes. The question is, how many in between the 2 of them?
Brenda said yesterday she has no worries as long as she does what she has to do. She goes to the games.
So here's where the little things matter. And we kind of talked about this ad nauseum, but in the last event, Melina Rodriguez was winning the heat, winning the event. at the 50-foot mark. Watch her look to her right with 1 step to go. She looks for Castro, puts the plate down, and then turns. Castro takes the turn and then walks through. What that did is that instead of a first-place potential finish that she had because she could run her down, is that she went from first to third. That's a 12-point loss by putting the plate down for 3 seconds.
Did you notice, too, and I hadn't caught it until watching that replay, when she looked over her shoulder, she lost her grip in her right hand. And sometimes checking the rearview mirror can cost you, and maybe that's why she had to wind up putting the weight down. She lost her handle on that plate, so the quick check of where Castro was, maybe it's as simple as the grip slips and you've got to reset.
Whatever it is, it just shows you is that when you take one person, every little detail matters. You can't have a slip-up like that where you just voluntarily put the plate down and then watch not one person pass you, but a 2/10 difference between a person in the previous heat. That was a 12-point swing for Rodriguez. I don't know where this is going to fall just yet, but I hope it's more than that because that'll haunt her for a year.
Melina Rodriguez was first in Argentina after the Open. Brenda Castro, the best out of Mexico. The best out of Central America. And Chuck Carswell, our head judge, will make the climb up to confer with the scorers. Brenda Castro, regionals in 2014, 15, 16, and 17. Her best finish was in 2014. The last time there was a Latin America regional, she was 7th. In 15, she went with a team. Team Tigran MX. This has been a long time coming for Castro, and for Melina Rodriguez, she went with a team a year ago. Big Friends disbands. They set out on their own. I don't want to say disbands, but they decided to set out on their own as individuals with the return of the Latin America Regional. And look at the sportsmanship, the camaraderie. One of these two people is going to be absolutely crushed, and the other one will have elation of a lifetime. And here they are posing for pictures together while waiting for their destiny. Castro told us last night, too, listen, if I get to go to the games, I get to continue doing what I love. She loves nothing more than training. If it ends today, she goes home, takes a couple weeks off, and then sits on a rower for a few weeks to get back into shape and start it all over again.
E agora sim, chegando o resultado oficial. DJ, segura pouquinho o som aí.
Bom,
atenção aí, galera, por favor, aqui, atenção ao centro da arena para o nosso anúncio oficial.
Que todo mundo prestasse atenção agora, ficasse de pé, porque antes de anunciar quem é que vai para o CrossFit Games, eu queria agradecer vocês por estarem aqui hoje, por estarem representando o boxe de vocês. Vocês sabem o quanto que o CrossFit mudou a nossa vida, o quanto que vocês mudaram a vida das pessoas. Então, uma salva de palmas para o Brasil, para a nossa comunidade. É com muito orgulho que eu falo agora, representando também o nosso país aqui no Mundial. Queria agradecer demais vocês e que nós que a gente continue fazendo esse trabalho incrível em cada cidade, mudando vidas e incentivando as pessoas. Galera, muito obrigada. Brasil, vocês são incríveis.
Nachi Graciano is our floor MC. She will reveal our winner.
Vamos lá, então. So, the lady that will represent Latin American in the CrossFit Games with 440 points is Brenda Castro! In the second place with 428 points, Melina Rodriguez. In the third place with 426 points, Vivian Aiello.
Brenda Castro is the first Mexican woman to go to the CrossFit Games as an individual. 5 years and more in the making. Agony and ecstasy. For years, it was everyone's dream. In 2018, Brenda Castro says, it's my dream.